But there's a little bit of a divide with maybe me and the fan base, or maybe just within the fan base, because I always lean sci-fi. I have a tendency to lean sci-fi, even though I try to come back into the roots of the supernatural instead. But I can't help my inclinations to lean sci-fi. So anything that involves possession of AI or possession of machines or circuitry, I love that sort of thing. So I love the idea of Glitch Trap. I don't think that Vanny was utilized to her fullest potential, and so hopefully we'll see another opportunity for Vanny to return as well. We'll see.
So yeah, and honestly, I think this is a good thing. I think it gives them the chance to do Vanny justice. Give her a knife, have her be scary, give her cutscenes, give her focus, tell her story. And maybe her soul is already freed from the protagonist of Help Wanted 2, who I guess ended up taking her place by possessing staff. But like at least, do her right this time. You have a chance, Steelwall, because these two cannot be the same people, right? Vanny and Vanessa can't be the same person, based solely on the Lost and Found cutscene. So, like, what? Um, Like, I feel like I need to pull apart the mimic theory so that I can convince you that it is something supernatural, and then I can convince you that it's crying child, right? So, and I called it. Go! Let's go! Let's go! 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 Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Go!
Oh, oh, that's right. Your boy, he called it. Vanny's coming back, and therefore she isn't Vanessa. Let's go! I called it. I predicted it. And I also, you know what? I said that Glitchtrap was possessed AI, and it seems like maybe there's a little hint there. Maybe Scott was giving us a little, possession of AI, not possession by AI. I don't know. Maybe Glitchtrap's a possessed AI. I don't know. I don't know. But I definitely called the whole Vanny and Vanessa are different people, and that Vanny's gonna come back thing. Called that million%. I mean, it's not confirmation they're different people, but for Vanny to come back, they would kind of have to be, which was what was being set up by Help 1 and 2 and stuff. But, I called it. Let's go. Also, I should be talking about Into the Pit. I get that, but, I was on holiday this week. Yeah, that's right. The first major FNAF reveal after I start posting these theories, and it's when I'm on holiday. Typical FNAF theorist luck right there. But yeah, today we're going to go over VIP. This is going to be about Fritz, actually, but I just decided that, hey, I've read through VIP. I thought it would take longer than it did. I'm playing Into the Pit now. Okay, VIP. I'm going to have to edit this tomorrow. Okay. VIP is the story of two brothers, Ike and Devon. Ike is the younger brother, Devon is the older brother. Devon is our protagonist, and he's 12, Ike is 6. Keep that in mind. Ike and Devon's mother decides to, dump the responsibility of looking after her kid onto her other kid, because why not? And instead of allowing him to take his friend to the Pizzaplex and, have a ball a good time, she forced him to take his little brother, which understandably frustrates him. Now, here's where you get your first choice. You can choose. So you meet VIP. I'm not going to go through the entire story, but I'm going to go through all the endings and anything else I think might be relevant afterwards. Okay, so the first ending you can get is if you meet VIP and he asks, will you trust me? If you trust him, you're kind of like, I don't know, sure. And then he's like, we could go to all kind of fun places. I even have a backstage tour. And then you get taken downstairs, backstage to the secret maintenance tunnels, through a red door to a room labeled storage. And in there, Ike, who trusts VIP, whispering to the gamepad, he goes in. You follow in after him. He shuts the door because VIP told him to, and now you're locked in. You see a child-sized skeleton with a Glamrock Freddy shirt, and then you see 3 more bodies, all yours, age in various stages of decomposition. So that's ending 1 that you can get. Now, after that, obviously, you on your second playthrough, or just inherently because you know this is a FNAF product and you know it's horror, so of course you're going to get betrayed. You don't make a promise you can't keep. From there are two more choices. VIP gets mad at you, and so he instead decides to focus entirely on what Ike wants to do, and offers Bonnie bowling, something you actively did not want to do. You want to, because that's included with every party package you've ever been in, you want to do something more, or Devon wants to do something more interesting like Roxy Racers or Phazza Blast. And so then you get your second option. If you continue through to Bonnie Bowl, that's just an ending. You have a boring, horrible day looking after your younger brother and him bossing you around the whole time. But you both survive. If you don't, you leave him on a carousel and then or merry-go-round, and they're the same thing. But the book uses both terms, so I will as well. Then you get free. But then, you go to meet your friends, but they're like, oh, we've been here all day, we're bored, we're going to go play something. You're like, oh, I'm going to stick around. They're like, okay. And then VIP shows up, one very irate pig, and he's kidnapped your brother. Because of course he has. And apparently it's your fault that he kidnapped your brother. The logic on that one. Sure. Anyway, he's kidnapped your brother and you've got to play his game. If you don't play his game, there are two things you can possibly do. You can report him to the Pizzaplex staff, in which case he will never be found again. Your family will move out of town, the Pizzaplex staff will never find him, because VIP will play dumb, and you will lose your brother forever. Or you can call your mum, in which case your younger brother, Ike, will randomly reappear. Just suddenly, making you look like a bad guy the whole time. Your mum gets mad at you, but then he keeps the gamepad to talk to VIP, and he talks to VIP more and more and more, and then eventually he runs away and you never see him again. You know he's at the Pizzaplex, but you can't see him. Finally, you can then agree to play VIP's game, and from there are more things you can do. You can go to You can go to Rockstar Row, where you can go to a security door and you can get a security badge through an interaction with a security guard who says that you can have a job when you're older. That just seems to be the general Pizzaplex response to annoying kids backstage where they shouldn't be, but whatever. He gives you a security badge, which you can do absolutely nothing with. It's completely useless, so that's that. I guess it's a red herring to make you think you might need it when you don't. I guess that makes sense. Or you can find a red door, and you can go into it. This time VIP will try to encourage you not to, but Devon doesn't listen. He goes in. It doesn't describe what's in there. Instead, it's stinky and oozy, and Devon is horrified by what he sees. And then the door locks, and now you're stuck. And it's too late. Or you can get 1,000 points. To do so, there are two things you can do. You can either play an absolutely perfect game, doing everything in the correct order, and get 1,000 points completely legitimately, never having to use any exploits, or you can just use an exploit and basically guarantee yourself a win using the MOE system, or the Maximum Occupancy Experience. This is a VR system that you put on Glamrock Freddy's head. People in Rytost's chat and MatPat are very correct to point out that that's very similar to the Vanny mask, so perhaps this was GGY, or what goes on to be GGY's Vanny mask, or some prototype of it. Anyway, you put it on, you talk to VIP, virtual informative pig, not very informative pig, who Devon likes a lot more, who is actually trying to help you, and he tells you that VIP is forced and mandatory, must accept the rules of the system. When you're in the Mo, all of your points are times by 10, or you can go in twice and all your points are times by 100. Also, I didn't mention in the doors, there was also a 100,000 point door. So if you get 100,000 points, you can face off against VIP. You get an in-person meeting with him. It's a big server room with a bunch of stuff. There's VIP's face on a big floating console. And sure enough, you have a fight with him. The virtual informative pigs will point you to where his plugs are. You pull out his plugs. Everything in the Pizzaplex shuts down. You tell a security guard about VIP and everything he's done. You find your brother. He's saved. And VIP will be destroyed forever. Since this is clearly a prequel, which we'll get to, that clearly is not the canon ending, but it is an ending. Or using the Mo, you can literally just get 1,000 points, or even 10,000 points, depending on how many times you've gone into Mo, very easily. Or again, you can play a perfect round of Roxy Kart, Monty's Maze, and Phazza Blast, as well as the Cupcake and Balloon Boy. On Roxy's Racers, it is worth pointing out, you can actually get an ending. If you don't bring VIP, you fail the game, and VIP tells you that you can try again tomorrow because you broke his rules. Or you can simply win. You can get 1,000 points, And once you've done 1,000 points, you know what you get? You and Ike are good to go. You're freed, you leave. Ike is happy just to be freed, but, was in misery in the photo booth he was trapped in. But, nope. You don't stop VIP because he's sent out 1 million invites and he's going to keep bringing in people and do this again and again and again. And that's that ending. And obviously the other ending you can get, the last one I believe, thinking through them, is genuinely difficult to get. It's the fail ending, and it is nigh on impossible because the Mo resets your tokens and your games that you've played. It's basically impossible to actually lose because there aren't enough things to fail on. But, like, if you just go, like, it is possible, but you'd have a pretty rough time actually losing. Eventually you will get forced into the alcove where your only choice will be to go into the Mo and reset your tokens and times your points by 10 and basically guarantee a win. You can lose just by repeatedly losing Monty's Maze and things like that, but it's very difficult. But if you do somehow manage to legitimately completely lose, you will get the No More Faz tokens ending, and in that one you ask VIP for more Faz tokens, and he says that you can have more tomorrow. He'll show you somewhere in the Pizzaplex to hide, and that you're not allowed to leave so that you can't get help. And if you try and get help, your brother will never be found, so you're 2 kids missing in the Pizzaplex forever. Yay! And those are all the... Oh, also, if you perfectly do the Roxy Racers one, you get Roxy's autograph, which doesn't do anything, but you get it. But you can't use it. That's basically all the lore important stuff. However, there are some other miscellaneous things I should point out. Namely, Monty's Maze. What's up with that, you may be wondering? Well, we're told that VIP thinks that this game is not very replayable, and therefore that it will probably get replaced with something like golf. And we see that there are ads for Monty's Golf already, we see there's golf carpeting. VIP says that an internal data report showed that they were thinking of turning it to golf. So Monty's Maze becomes Monty's Golf. This doesn't actually mess with the timeline, it merely tells us a timeline of events. Very important. However, also, interestingly, this could also explain why Maze-a-Size exists. Remember Maze-a-Size, the weird thing in Security Breach where the maze could, like, move and it was really annoying and you just had to look up an answer because, my god, no one wanted to actually have to work that out and deal with it. Well, Maze-a-Size was likely a result of this. You don't go to Maze-a-Size in this one, so presumably it doesn't exist yet. Maze-a-Size is seemingly just the end result of all of this, right? Like, oh, Monty's Maze wasn't very replayable because you know the path. Okay, what if we randomize the maze so that it's very replayable? And that seems to be the explanation for that one as well, so that's pretty cool. Otherwise, there's not that much lore important. We get to see the animatronics in their natural habitat instead of being violent, which is pretty fun. We learn that Monty and Bonnie were supposed to be friends in the Pizzaplex, but they don't exist. Unfortunately, despite the fact that one of the endings is like you go to Bonnie's bowl and you lose, you don't get to meet Glamrock Bonnie. So maybe he's gone, maybe he's not, hard to say. But Bonnie's bowl is at least in use. Anyway. As for lore implications, obviously there's... Well, I think what this tells us, right, is that Gregory might have been like Ike. Like, he had the gamepad, he was talking to VIP, and he got possessed, and that's how he became Dr. Rabbit, or GGY, but Dr. Rabbit is just better. Can we please start calling him Dr. Rabbit? Like, in the fanbase, can we call him Dr. Rabbit, not GGY? Jesus Christ. Also, the Freddy head might have been his version of the Vanny mask, but it's hard to say. If he was Dr. Rabbit, he probably would have had a rabbit mask. But this could have been a prototype of something like that. GGY is mentioned in this story, I believe, so maybe he's... Yeah, okay. But Gregory was likely like Ike, talking to the gamepad, trusting VIP, and eventually seemingly getting possessed. Maybe. It's possible. I've even seen the idea floating around that, like, Cassie and him ended up in the same situation with VIP. and that VIP took Gregory similar to Ike, and that Cassie simply couldn't win him back, and that's how he got possessed by GGY. Which seems feasible to me. I like that idea. I don't know if there's enough evidence for it, but it could explain why Cassie comes running when she hears Gregory's voice. Anyway, there's one more thing, and that's that VIP is clearly glitch-trapped. Like, he's literally interfused with the system that runs the whole thing. He's regularly described as using purple synthwaves, purple bands of energy to wrap up and throw away virtual informative pig. Like, he uses a purple and yellow background when he's luring you into the Red Room to kill you and trap you forever. Purple is just, like, constantly described with him. And so, between that and his digital things, the way he might possibly be possessing or at least influencing Ike, it does appear to suggest that VIP... it doesn't even appear to suggest... VIP is just Glitchtrap, right? He is some version of Glitchtrap. Right Host refers to him as the Mimic. I don't know if that's because Right Host believes Glitchtrap is the Mimic, or if he's using this as further evidence of that. I wouldn't say that VIP seems super Mimic-like. Even VIP is an entirely new character in the Fazbear brand. I mean, there was Pig Patch, but... Pork Patch in FNAF World, I believe. But, like, VIP himself, very important pig, is a completely new character, so to me that doesn't feel like that would be within the Mimic's capabilities. But I do think it's Glitchtrap, and if VIP is Glitchtrap, there is a very interesting implication, because VIP is said to sound like a snotty... like a little boy with a blocked nose, or something like that. Which is interesting, because, tell me, what emotion, what bodily action would you say causes the nose to become stuffed? I would say crying is the main one. So, potentially, he could be a crying little boy, crying child. Crying child is Glitchtrap. I knew it. This is further evidence on the pile. I was ahead of my time. And if you don't believe Crying Child is Glitchtrap, I have a full video on that, full breakdown. Watch it. It is my, this is my magnum opus. It's the one I'm probably most proud of, because it started off as, oh, this is just a crack theory, but it'll be fun, to, oh no, I actually believe it. So definitely give that a go. This is just further evidence on the pile. Like, the fact that the Glitchtrap representative is a snotty little boy-sounding guy, as opposed to, like, a rich old man with a kind of... It's, you know... Hell, even, like, Devon and Ike are very Mike and Crying Child coded. And so the fact that VIP specifically is like, oh, it's your fault, Devon. Whatever happens next is your fault. And, like, VIP is actively antagonistic towards Devon. To me, that's Crying Child seeing a very similar situation arising between, like, him and Mike, and being like, oh no, we ain't having this. And, like, genuinely getting frustrated. So, if VIP is Glitchtrap and therefore Crying Child, what are the virtual informative pigs in the Mo? Are they what VIP should be when not possessed by Glitchtrap? Yeah, that's quite possible. It could be just that the Mo is designed to make you like things. Like, it's designed to be better than realities. Again, similar to the Vanny mask, right? So, maybe the virtual informative pigs are just what Devon likes. Or, we do know there are 4 dead kids. Typically, in this franchise, dead kids killed by an Afton tend to come back as ghosts. That could be what the virtual informative pigs are, the victims trying to help destroy their killer. Food for thought. Also, it is specifically mentioned in the Access Denied ending that all of the kids' bodies that aren't decomposed to a skeleton, like one of them, are around Devon's age, which seems to confirm that the target victim of Glitchtrap is gonna be around 12. So that does seem to confirm, therefore, that Gregory's age is around 12. And that's about everything that VIP I mean, VIP is great. It's free. I would genuinely suggest you go read it. It's very fun to do. There's a lot more smaller details here and there, but Monty as well is doesn't like Bonnie candy, like Bonnie candy mix or something. He actively says that he hates them if you use them to stick his jaw shut, and more interestingly, Bonnie bites, that's what they are. More interestingly, when you throw them on the ground, Bonnie will go, "Argh! Bonnie bites!" and stomp them, which does appear to suggest that Monty doesn't like Bonnie, although maybe he just knows that these things are sticky and are often used against him, so, yeah. But it adds more evidence to the pile that Monty killed Bonnie, but, yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's been your quick lore stop of VIP. Again, there's a few smaller details here and there, but for the most part, they aren't relevant to the lore. Like, Glamrock Freddy has the Toreador March play when he enters Phasmoblast. It's cool, but not exactly lore relevant. Or there are things that are only relevant to this specific story, like the names of Devon's friends, which are it's lore, but it's not lore that the grand timeline needs. So, this has been your breakdown of VIP. Thank you for watching.